Good afternoon, guys. We got 9 people waiting in the waiting room. We're going to play some music real quick, and to everybody hops on. So let your teams know to come on in. Good afternoon, Cindy. Good afternoon, everybody. Listen, that's my girl right there.
Hey, everybody.
Over the place. Randy, the man of the hour. Guys, y'all are in for a real treat on tonight. So I can make you host it all. So while we're waiting on everybody to come in, I want to make sure that everybody just start typing where you come from. Get your pen and paper. Get ready to take some notes because we're going to drop something on you real quick and let you know how. Randy Webb. All right, got you. Legacy, more.
What? I changed to my name, Randy Webb.
Okay, I got you. All right, so everybody that's in here, type in the chat where you're calling from.
Hey, down.
I need you to stop crying for everything. When somebody tells you something you don't like.
Come in, guys. Go ahead and
Crying does not get you anything. So we're gonna go to your room.
Wait a second.
We're gonna lay down together.
Somebody's getting in some serious trouble over there.
Okay. All right, let's go.
I can help let people in if you guys want.
Okay, I'll make you co-host.
Oh, I don't know if I want to be in this chat room.
This shows that the man has been not telling the truth. The man, he is very.
Marvin.
No, I'm on
He is a very old man.
I need to figure out how to move So you're
So
co-host.
you're arguing on whether or not the defendant is guilty or not.
Got you, Dr. K.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yep,
On
Dr.
tonight,
K.
we're going to show you exactly how to become the bank. Randy dropped something on me the other day. I tried it out. I love Starbucks. So I tried it. I put it in there.
Let's go.
I was up like $5 by the time I got to the place. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's a wrap. We got to get this out here. I am now my own bank officially. And when Randy dropped this on you guys, listen, he used to be a pilot in the military, and I'm almost sure he still know how to fly and everything. Now he's flying with this financial literature and everything, and we've been being blessed off of it. And when I say when God gave this man revelation on what to do and how to do it and how to be the lender and not the borrower, how to be the head and not the tail, you guys are in for a treat. So get your people on this call on tonight. This is a private call with the team, and those who want to sign up, we got something in store for you. I'm gonna turn it over to him. I want you to get your pens and your papers out, guys. None other than our very own Randy and Wanda. That's the backbone right there. I just got to throw my girl out. That's my goddaughter. I got to throw her out there. But listen, they've been through some stuff and they know exactly what they're talking about. And I want you to be a part of it. So Randy, I'm gonna turn this part over to you, baby. You got full reign, and I'm here with my pen.
Absolutely. Let's go. Let's go. We'll have to have everybody on. Yes. Well, first of all, I got to give homage back to Dr. K. I've been in this company, in this field now, and I'll tell you my full story in this field now for going on 4 years in January. Dr. K, our fairy godmother, but also mentor starting off in this company too, still, right? But my mentor in the trading space, and she's done some phenomenal things in this market. So it's a blessing to almost give back, right? She's already did her thing, but she's always say, Ecclesiastics, 7 streams of income, but you want to be the lender, not the borrower. But now we could be both, right? We lending ourselves some money and we giving it back. And we're going to show you how to really unbank yourself and bank on Bitcoin. All right. And so the biggest part about our community is you got to first learn what it is. But I believe that most people, the question that they ask themselves is, well, why should I do this? What's the difference between keeping money in the bank? And that question says that you don't understand that we have a problem right now. Okay. And I love that 4 years ago, I came into this space because if I can be honest, I didn't understand money. Okay. I know that you don't understand money. At least the majority of people don't, because they say that 16% of our population right now understand the basics about money. If I ask you, how is money created or how does it work? You would only know that I work for it. And you understand that, the way, we say, celebrate what you want to duplicate. What does the world celebrate today? They celebrate when someone gets a new job. They're like, oh, I got a new job, but they don't tell you what they get paid, right? They don't tell you the net worth because they tell you it's rude to talk about money. And that's for a reason. They take you off of what the money costs. You ever go to an interview and you're in that interview, you do a great job and you get the job and then you're like, oh, you never asked what you make per hour. Okay. They also got you focused on selling your labor. Okay. So if I ask you today, what are you worth? And you was like, I'm priceless. Some of you on here will be like, I'm priceless. Like, what could I pay for you? What do you cost? Right? I know it's hitting I know I'm hitting some stuff, right? What do you cost? And you'll be like, I'm priceless. I cost nothing. No, you have a cost. Okay. If you make $10 an hour, I want you to add it up for the next 30 years. That's what you cost. That's what it costs to buy you because you're working for it right now. Because if you're priceless, you wouldn't settle. And so today I just want to elevate you mentally, right? But then I want to show you that your value can be much more. It can be unlimited. Okay. You can become wealthy, and especially with the system that we're talking about. I come from very humble beginnings, born and raised in Compton, California. I went through what everybody else went through. If you live paycheck to paycheck, I went paycheck to paycheck. I was a young teenage dad by the age of 18 years old. And I remember enough was enough for me. And I said, I'm joining the military. I almost went Army and I ended up going Air Force because everybody go Air Force. I believe it was God given to me because I'll tell you every step that happened. 4 years in, I was able to finish my degree and I became an Air Force pilot. Flew for about 9.5 years, deployed to Afghanistan, Iraq, did some amazing things. Happy veteran. Matter of fact, Dr. K, she's a veteran as well, too. So happy Veterans Day, to all my veterans that are on here. Thank you for your sacrifice. But, I say I went from serving the country, fighting for freedom, and now I'm fighting for financial freedom for everyone. I love this. Okay. But long story short, because of this company we're going to show you, I learned about money. But before we go into that, I need to talk to you about what's the problem. Some of you don't realize there's a problem right now. And what you need to understand is, doesn't it feel weird, different now that you're buying? It feels like you're buying less. You're making the same paycheck, but you could buy less. What's happening? I seen a meme today where it showed, I don't know who posted it, but it was a meme like, man, it seems like, why are the prices continually increasing every month, every year, right? Inflation, who's doing it? Then you have the feds and they're like looking off like, yes, they're increasing your money. So here's some basics about money. The reason why prices are increasing is because the feds are printing a lot of money. Now, you may understand, what does that mean? I didn't know what it meant, so let me break it down for you. Give you an example. Let's say we have $1 trillion of money that's out, just 1 trillion, okay? I used to call that little money. I say it's little money because we're in a lot of debt in this country. But $1 trillion, let's say that we all had an even amount of this money, okay? What happens is our Federal Reserve, they print money when they want to. So when they go print, let's say they print another $1 trillion. What happens? That means all of us with the same money, it splits in half. Your dollar is now 50 cents. And if they print another $1 trillion, what happens? Now they cut it by another third. So you got third. They print another 1 trillion. What happens? Now you got a quarter of what you're working for. Some of you think you're working for $1. You work for 25 cents in your life. They've done that 28 times. Let me show you. So that means, 97% of the dollar is gone. And you didn't even see it coming. They didn't even need a gun to take your wealth. Okay. And they're open about it. They tell you what debt we're in, but a lot of people don't want to pay attention. They don't want the education. And because you don't want the education about money, you're going to stay poor. Right. I seen Warren Buffett with an interview. He said the reason that poor people are poor because, and listen, I'm talking about me. Okay. I spent all my money when you only live once. You hear things like you only live once. Okay. They said poor people are poor because they spend all their money. Middle class people are losing in the system because they save their money. Whoo, catch that. You're doing all the right things. You're saving, but you're not investing. So your dollar is pegged to debt. So it's going down, it's depreciating. And they say wealthy people, they invest their money, right? I always say invest going broke. But today, when I say invest, invest almost is a bad word depending on where you come from. Why? Because the first time I say invest, it means delay. Invest means pain. That means I can't use the money. And that's where I came up with this system we're going to talk about. Now I'm going to show you how to invest and still use your money. Okay. I'm going to show you how to leverage an instrument and put you in position. But first, let's talk about this. We're almost at $29 trillion. So that example I gave you about 4 trillion, we're way past that. This is what's happening. You can't outwork how fast these numbers are moving, can you? Okay. This is not a sales pitch. I'm letting you know this. There's a state of an emergency for your family that you got to understand. So when we look at these things, we don't understand none of this, right? I'm going to tell you what it is. Money to source, right? The money in actual supply here is ticking as well too. You're going to see this change a lot. All I need you to know is that when this number gets bigger, okay, the dollar is depreciating in value and your buying power is going down. That means it costs more gas. I'm in the oil mecca in Texas. Gas was $2.17. I used to fill up my tank for $40, literally just recently. It now takes me $80 to fill up my tank, which tells me we have a 50% inflation. So don't let them trick you like inflation is 5%, 6%. Yeah, they're saying that because you don't understand. You're not silly if you're like, how is inflation just 5%, but I just paid double for gas? No. Inflation is 50% or more. We're in hyperinflation right now. Now, here's the catch. It's not doom and gloom. My father today, he said, son, when the economy gets better, he said, you're going to be booming, right? He knows what I do now. I said, Pops, I'm booming right now. I said, the truth is, I said, we boom during this season, okay? Because of how we operate and we understand inflation, we actually get richer during times like this, okay? I want you to understand that's a message. So I need to teach you how to get richer. Why? Let's look at this number right here. You see this median new home? Most people can't even afford this home anymore. $369,000, right? It was previous before it was $200,000. The average median income is $35,000. This person can't afford this home, even though they're both medians. Okay. Now, if you own real estate, you got richer. And this is the problem. See, banks are the gatekeepers to wealth right now, because in order for you to get richer and to secure your dollars, you need to own real estate. What happens if you're not in a position to buy a home? What happens if you don't have this type of money? What happens if you don't have the credit? Okay. And this is what our answer was. This is why cryptocurrency was our answer, because you don't got to buy a whole home. I want you to consider Bitcoin like it's a real estate property. The only difference is you can buy pieces at a time. Can you imagine if you could buy a home by brick? Okay. This will be like what Bitcoin is. You're buying a home brick by brick, except it goes up in value. So this is what our problem is. So if you don't own assets, get involved with cryptocurrency, there's a lot of different ways. Why not the stock market? Stock market is doing great. But you got to know when to get out of that too. Why? Because the stock market is going to crash every 10 years. Okay. And this is why a majority of 401k plans are suffering. And then they're still getting charged fees by the people that are managing them. So a 401k plan is not even performing right. So this is where I believe that God gave me the vision to unbank ourselves, especially with the way that the blockchain works. A lot of you are not familiar with the blockchain is. Let's just talk about it real quick. And then we're going to go into this talk. The blockchain to the banks is what Uber is to the taxi industry. Okay. The taxi industry, they charge you all these high fees and everything because they have to get licenses and all that good stuff. They control the rides. But what Uber was, since it was technology, it now connected the driver to the passenger with no middleman. The only thing is the app. See, we have in the taxi industry, you got to hope that there's a ride around somewhere. In Uber, peer-to-peer. Okay, everything is peer-to-peer today. So the blockchain allows us to do peer-to-peer transactions. I'm gonna tell you a funny thing. I was transferring some money to my bank, and I'm 90% unbanked. I use 10% because I still got to pay bills through it right now. But immediately when I figure that part out, I'm out. Okay. I transferred money 2 days ago. I didn't know, I forgot today is Veterans Day. So because today is Veterans Day, it's the third day and my money's not sitting in the bank account. I'm like, what's taking so long? My wife goes, it's Veterans Day. So the banks don't work during holidays. The banks don't work during weekends. So therefore, you don't have 24-hour access to send your money anywhere. The blockchain gets rid of human interaction. You send your money anywhere, anytime. XRP is a powerful tool, right? They send it instantly in seconds. Now you got to pay to wire your money somewhere, even though they do it electronically. Okay. And then they say, we're going to take 7 business days. Now, a lot of you think why do you think it takes 7 business days? Because the longer the bank hold your money, the more money they can actually give out. They're playing with your money. They're playing a money game. Okay. It multiplies and multiplies. Right now, the reserves, for example, Federal Reserve has reserves. So it used to be 10%. What does that mean? That means if I put $1,000 into a bank account, they have to at least hold $100 there okay? And they can loan out the rest. They took that mandate off March 26, 2020. Go look at the Fed Reserve site. Why? They knew that this was coming. And so this allowed them to print money infinitely, okay? So remember I talked about that halving? Folks, they're just printing money like crazy right now. $1 trillion became the normal language. Let me show you this one more time, this part. I have it up here still. Oh my God. So they're saying 6.2%. But what I want you to see is this, okay? America is concerned that the Federal Reserve has expanded the money supply like no other time in history. It said over the past 30 years, like there's none been worse than this right now. They're expanding the money supply, okay? That means they're depreciating your dollar based on them. So how do you get rich? I'm going to show you how to become wealthy in this game, folks. Okay. And if you do the right things, life can change dramatically. And I'm so grateful that I learned about cryptocurrency. We've been doing this for the cryptocurrency year. We've been involved in this space 4 years. We've been in cryptocurrency for a little bit less than 2. And we've made phenomenal footprints in what we do. Okay. And as I learned and got educated in this field from this company, from IM, okay, I was able to put things that I learned earlier before learning about cryptocurrency, and I was able to apply it to this field. Okay. So I knew about something called infinite banking. And I'm going to talk about how that applies. We got to take out the middleman. Okay. And now you get to do it yourself. You get complete control. So jumping into this, okay, you know, we all have been taught a certain thing about money. And most of us, we exchange our time for money. I asked you today, what are you worth? What do you want to be worth? Because every time you decide to sell your time, people are like, I don't sell. You do, you sell your time. Okay. And because you sell your time, you sell it to sometimes the lowest bidder or the highest bidder. And most of the time that's $10. Do you realize that inflation has caused prices? Anybody remember when gas was 99 cents? Okay, that ain't coming back, by the way. Okay. Gas has increased in value. Homes have increased in value. The 90s were crazy. People were getting wealthy in the 90s. Okay. Today we're paying for all of that. And so increase except one thing, your labor cost did not. From the time that I was working as a young man, getting paid $7.25, I remember it was $4.25. Okay. And then it went to $7.25. We still have the same minimum wage from 20 years ago, y'all. Okay. So you can't accept this. They're not in this for you. You got to learn how to invest to change your life. So let's check this out. There are three strategies of how you make money, and you got to choose which one. I'm going to tell you the worst one is where 96% of people are. Don't follow the herd. Exchanging your time for money is wrong, but the government wants you to believe that it's great. Okay. And they attack everything that's not. Okay. But you got to understand where they're coming from. Let me explain it to you. The number one, first, let's talk about who's really in charge. The Rothschild said that I care not who makes the laws. I just care about who controls the money source. Who controls the money source? The Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve is not a federal bank, by the way. It's privately owned. Okay. They just take a little bit of direction from the Congress, but they do whatever they want in the money system. All right. So here's what happens. The number one mandate for the Federal Reserve is to maximize employment. This is why we're in trouble right now, because no one wants to work. Why? Because they're like, you're paying me too little and I can't live anyway. So we're in trouble in a lot of things. We can't get, so security is going to be in trouble in a couple of years because not enough people are in the system working right now. And so what happens when they get you to work? When you're working, you become a good taxpayer. And when you pay taxes, you provide revenue to the government. Okay, that's the only way that they get paid. So when the government says, I'm going to create jobs, how are they going to create jobs? It's a Ponzi scheme. If we're paying money into the system and they create jobs, they're taking away from what capitalism really is. Okay, when they create jobs, they're making more taxes for us, for the taxpayers. Let's create this job here. Well, you're going to pay that with taxpayer dollars. So they're really printing money on top of money and they're fooling you. And so true capitalism is allowing businesses to come up on their own. So you want to take yourself out of that system because you're not going to win in it. So the 3% of people, they learn how to get their money to work for them. These are your business owners. Why do they win? They win because when inflation goes up, you got to pay more for gas. So if you own a gas station, great. Okay. Food goes up. If you own a grocery store, great. Real estate goes up, great. If you're a real estate owner, you're a landlord, great. Okay. So all of these things are powerful. And then if you really want to become wealthy, you got to learn to do what the 1% do. You got to have multiple streams of income. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to do that with just a bank. The banks make a lot of money and they don't use their money. They use your money right now. And here's the crazy part. Because they lowered the interest rates, most of us, we're almost in a negative interest rate. That means you have to pay to keep your money in the bank. Why are you banked right now? Why are you using the banking system? If you got to pay to keep your money there and they turn around and leverage your money and they don't give you any interest, question, why are you doing it? Some people are like, because they loan me money. I'm going to take that all away. Okay, we're going to show you how to loan your own self money and how to accumulate wealth in doing it. So here's what this is a true fact right here. The dollar has depreciated ever since it existed, because when we got the right to print money, especially after when we came off the gold standard, meaning we're no longer backed by gold. If you thought we were, we're not anymore. Okay, so when we came off the gold standard, the government went crazy. The Treasury printed money like crazy, and this is why we're in trouble right now. And then of course, Bitcoin was created. You know, we gave $700 billion to the banks in 2008. Some of you think it was $700 billion. The government ended up paying $16.8 trillion for the bank bailout, folks. Do you realize that $1 trillion just rolls off our Congress lips like it ain't nothing? Let's do a 3.5 trillion stimulus plan. Let's up it. Okay. Zimbabwe defaulted. You know, $1 trillion mean nothing in Zimbabwe right now. The only reason that we're surviving is because our dollar is backed by the petrodollar, right? We kind of run the reserves of the oil. That's the only reason why the US dollar is a reserve and running strong. But we're collapsing the globe because of our dollar here. So you got to learn how to back it. Why is our dollar like this? Because when the Federal Reserve prints money, the next thing that they do, because money isn't nothing to the Federal Reserve. It's not really anything until someone borrows it. So when they print money, they immediately go and buy T-bonds, T-notes, okay? And these are based on how long they have to pay them back or get interest from them, right? So that's a debt instrument. They're buying governmental debt. So the thing that you're working hard for is debt, okay? So it depreciates because it's debt. So what we're going to do, this is why I came up with this system of unbanking yourself, is you're like, forget that. I want to care. We're going to divert and we're going to back it with an asset. We're going to back it with Bitcoin because there's several things that Bitcoin do. It's sound money. It's a sound investment. Okay. Now looking at the debt right now, we're 28 trillion. It's going to go to 48 trillion. Remember I talked about that halves? Just visualize this. I already gave you the bit at the beginning. Okay. 8 years from now, we're going to be $84 trillion in national debt. Okay. That means we're going to get worse. Gas. You're going to see a $6 a gallon gas. Okay. You're going to see a $7 a gallon. You need to be in position. Okay. And how you be in position is you back your dollar with something that's going to appreciate as they're doing this. And we chose Bitcoin, right? 700 billion. Remember I talked about that? $700 billion we bail out the banks. We thought that was the biggest bailout we ever did, but it wasn't that. They really paid them 16.8 trillion because what they really did is called TARP. You know, it's called Toxic Asset Relief Program. They bought all the toxic real estate and bad deals the banks did with our tax money. Once again, buying debt. And it cost them 16.8 trillion, cost us 16.8 trillion. Okay. Now we know in the cryptocurrency market, the banks are now, they were trying to collapse it. They said, we can't collapse it, so we might as well join them. Now they're trying to come in and create their own digital currency. Why would you allow the same people who collapse the system? Why would you accept the same money? That's what I'm gonna tell you right there. They're gonna do the same thing. So I'm glad that I researched this and I learned through IM, you know, about cryptocurrency, about how important it was. So you look at some of the big players here. Some of you know ARK Investments, Kathy Woods, one of the biggest Bitcoin investors out there. They are not only investing in the physical Bitcoin, they're investing in the ETF as well too. Okay, and then you see the Rothschilds. Okay, the greatest dynasty in the world in the 1600s to now, owning the banking industry. Okay, they're doing Bitcoin. They understand where it's going. So what makes this powerful, folks? Okay, for money to be sound, there's 5 things that are required. And I always want you to remember this. You can write this down. Number 1, it has to be durable. Okay, you know, anything can be money. If we see value in it, it can be money. Let's say money was a marshmallow. Well, it couldn't be because it's not durable. Marshmallow will melt in the sun. We couldn't carry it around. You know, a cow, if we are bartering, let's say I have to walk this cow for 2 miles and that cow dies along the way. It wasn't durable enough to last till I got to the place I wanted to exchange it with. It got sick. Okay, so it must be durable. It also must be portable. Okay. Once again, the cow, who wants to walk a cow for 2 miles? Okay. So portability. So we want to use gold. Now we have fiat currency, but it's not backed by anything. Let me keep going down. The third thing, it must be divisible. Okay. Cryptocurrency is divisible by to the lowest common denominator. You put whatever comes after that decimal point, you can go 10 zeros down. That's why people are making millions off of a decimal point moving by 3 zeros. You put $1,000 into an investment, okay, and it moves up by 3 zeros and it hasn't got close to a cent, and you make $1 million. But you can't understand this if you don't learn about cryptocurrency. And so the reason why we look at crypto and Bitcoin, and because it goes up in comparison to what our fiat currency is doing. Bitcoin is went in one direction, up. Okay, don't get fooled by Bitcoin is crashing. No, Bitcoin is correcting. They're just banking off your uneducation in the space. Okay. And so imagine if your dollar is backed by this and it keeps on going up, and you now attach your net worth to an asset that is increasing fast. Bitcoin has increased by 80,000% over the past 11 years, fastest of its time. There's nothing that outperforms it. It started at 8 cents. Can you imagine if you were here when Bitcoin was 8 cents and you held on to it, you would be worth millions, if not close to billions right now. It's now at 67,000. And understand, if you don't get in now, don't worry. Here's what happens. The more you wait, the more it's going to cost. And the later you're going to put yourself in position. Okay. And so people right now, you can buy a whole Bitcoin for 67,000. Now you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. This is what makes it special. You got to buy a whole share of stock. So if I ask you, go buy a share of Tesla right now. Well, the average American has less than $1,000 in their bank account. They can't even buy one share of Tesla, even though Tesla is moving up like a monster. Okay. But you can buy 10% of a Bitcoin right now. You can buy 1% of the Bitcoin right now. If you 1% your way to a whole Bitcoin, that would be powerful. And that's what we're going to teach you with this banking system. Okay. So they're saying, listen, at some point in life, people are going to be fighting to buy barely 10%. It's going to cost you $60,000 to buy 10% of a Bitcoin if you wait, right? 5 years from now, it may cost you for 0.01. It may cost you $60,000 to get 0.01 of a Bitcoin. Okay. So down here it says, if you're holding one full Bitcoin right now, you're one of the luckiest people in the world. Okay. We're going to show you how never to sell your Bitcoin. This is what Michael Saylor says, and he says it for a reason. So what are your norms? Here's your normal banking activities. You work a job, business, side gigs, Uber, even businesses are not safe. That's what Michael Saylor knew. He wasn't going to keep his business attached to the US dollar. He needed to peg it to an asset. Okay. Did you need something, Dr. K? Good.
No, okay. I'm good.
So he needed to peg it to an asset. So look, save, invest, spend. Most of us were triggered to save. We're triggered to spend. Okay. And then middle class, most likely they save. They have a good bank. They have something in their bank account, but unfortunately, they don't realize that dollar is being depreciated heavily. Okay. So we're going to change it up. Even for investing, maybe you're investing in the stock market. You haven't even thought about this. Okay. Stock market has its bad days too. Okay. So even before doing this, you can kind of double invest is what I'm saying here. Now, listen to the words. Okay. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not advice. Okay. I want to make sure I put that disclaimer out there. This is you learning about the education so that you can make the decisions for yourself. Okay. So I want you to know that. But listen, this is what you're going to change. This is what I changed in my family. Okay. Instead of just working a job and doing this part right here, I said, I'm going to unbank myself. This cryptocurrency allows me the access to do everything a bank does. Okay. And I can do it 24 hours a day. Earning interest rewards. I say rewards because, typically if you're in the stock market, for example, you're earning dividends. They're paying you dividends in fiat currency, a depreciating asset. Who wants it? If you got an appreciating asset and they're paying you a depreciating asset, that's kind of backwards. So what a cryptocurrency allows to do, when you unbank yourself, if you have Bitcoin, they're going to pay you in Bitcoin. Well, guess what? As Bitcoin moves up, your interest moves up. It doesn't move down. So this is what makes your crypto banks powerful as well. Exponential growth. Remember I said 80,000% of growth. If we're selling that Bitcoin is going to go to 200,000, 300,000 at some point, okay, that means you have exponential growth in your bank account, okay, in your crypto bank. You get complete control. Now, real tax-free growth. Most people will look at a 401k and you don't understand it. If I ask you today, how much is in your 401k? You don't know. It automatically comes out. You don't know how it's being managed. You don't know that there's so many hidden fees that you're losing money. Okay, so you're not really getting real tax-free growth. I did a chart, and I'm writing a book right now, and all this is in there. And I talk about how just them taking 2% per year from you costs you actually half of your retirement, okay, in your 401k plan. And then when you get to the end, they're going to tax you. They're going to tax you. You're betting that, here's what you're betting waiting for 30 years. You're betting that tax rates are going to be lower than what they are right now. Based on what you're saying, do you really think the tax rates are going to be lower 30 years from now? No, they got to recoup some money, y'all. Okay, so most likely it's not going to be you're going to enter a part where he's like, man, this is not the same economy that I was living in. You get 30 years and realize you don't have enough to retire. That's what baby boomers are going through right now. Okay. So you get all this leverage. You can lend and borrow your money. You have the privacy. The only thing you have to learn is how to buy low, sell high. And this is where we come in to teach you how to do these things, right? We have a powerful education platform that is simple. You only have to do this with this system. I'm not talking about trading. You only got to do this twice a year. Okay. And of course, volatility really means fast growth when it comes to these digital assets. So here's the program, how it works. Okay. This is something you're going to be coached with, but let's say you're monthly. And I use this one because the average person makes $30,000 a year or less. So I'm showing you, if you're frugal and you're able to live off 50% of your income, I'm gonna show you how to get out of your situation fast. Let's say you're making $2,500 a month. If you can put $2,500 into your crypto bank, that just means you're buying Bitcoin. Okay, you buy an asset. So instead of buying, so typically this will be the central bank. Central bank will buy governmental debt. You're going to change that up. You are your central bank, and you're going to actually buy an asset that appreciates. So when you do that, guess what? They value your Bitcoin. So they give you $1,250 in fiat currency, the appreciating asset that you can spend real quick. Okay. But you still own all of your asset here. It's like owning a home and going to the bank and saying, hey, can I get a home equity line of credit on my home? You know, what's funny. Even though you have that asset, the bank can still what? They can say no. Then that puts you in a position like if you're in need of money, you got to like, I got to sell the asset now. Okay. Now you have complete control. You don't got to worry about the bank telling you no. You are the bank. Okay. And so now you borrow $1,250 from you. You do whatever you want. Save, invest, spend, charity, whatever. Okay. Run everything through your bank. Okay. A cup of coffee is now going to make you money, and I'm going to show you how. So now over that year, you've accumulated $30,000, but that's not what's important. What's important is that you accumulated half a Bitcoin. That's important. That's the important part. This program is set up to double your asset every bull run. Okay, some people are going to catch that. Okay, if you don't catch that, you're going to definitely join the academy so we can teach you what that means. So over that 1 year, you got $15,000 that you borrowed against your 30, but you still own half of Bitcoin. That's the important part. Okay. This is the example. Bitcoin goes 200. Now, in our academy, we have some powerful educators that are looking at the range between 200,000 to 300,000, Crypto Picasso, right? And so if you get on his Go Live session, he's going to make you comfortable about what you're seeing inside the market. So if we run to 200,000, you have half of Bitcoin. That's $100,000. You borrowed 15,000 earlier through the year. You paid your bills. You did whatever. Okay. Now you got 85,000 free and clear. Rinse and repeat. Now, I know someone has a question. If you're a trader, you understand one thing. When Bitcoin goes to the high, what do I do now? Well, of course, we're going to move the asset. And the great thing about cryptocurrency is you get to move your asset. You don't have to sell the Bitcoin. You get to shift the Bitcoin into what we call a stable coin. Okay. And it pauses the value of what money you have. And then what do we know as traders? We know that the market is going to retrace by 60 to 70, maybe 80%. You know, my mentor, CEO of this company says, the market is the only thing that I see that when there's a discount, people don't buy. Okay. We're teaching you a game. You're going to buy when it's discounted. Do you realize what that asset that we bought is going to discount itself by 70%? And when we buy back in, we basically double our asset. Okay. 5 becomes 1. 1 becomes 2. 2 becomes 4. 4 becomes 8. 8 becomes 16. Folks, that's how you can multiply your cryptocurrency. Okay. Hence, we call it infinite cryptocurrency concepts. So if it goes to 300,000, half of Bitcoin equals 150,000. You borrowed 15. You have 135,000, folks. This is an example here. Okay. You got to follow the rules. You got to pay attention. You need education. Don't take this as the Bible. Okay. This is what this is about. I'm just showing you a concept that if you apply it, you can put yourself in a position. Okay. Let's say you have some people like, well, Randy, wonder if I can't put my whole check, because the truth is most people are living off all of their income. I have something called the one bill strategy. Okay. The one bill strategy. Most people, you have your electric bill is $100, let's say. We're just going to double that. All you're going to do is take your electric bill. It could even be the membership in this company. Okay. But you take this $100, you double it, and you buy $200 of Bitcoin. You leverage your Bitcoin, borrow $100 fiat currency, you pay your bill. By doing that, you have $2,400. Now, when Bitcoin was about 50,000, that would have been 5% of a Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin is up to 67,000 right now. So just know that these numbers are going to change. But 0.05 Bitcoin, which is 5% of a Bitcoin, you borrowed 1,200. The example, Bitcoin goes to 200,000. You have 5%. That gives you 10. Subtract 12, $8,800. Okay. Here's what I know. You're now above average, just doing something that you would normally not do. Okay. The average person in America right now, 80% of America has less than $1,000 in their bank account right now. I just showed you how to multiply that by paying your bills. Okay. And so next one, if it goes to 300,000, 15,000, subtract 12, 13,800. Okay. As you start learning this, you're going to need some coaching. You're going to need some mentorship. You're going to need to hear this a couple of times, and you need to have confidence in where cryptocurrency is going to understand this. Now, some of you are saying this, well, what happens when Bitcoin gets to the top? What am I going to do now? You're going to buy another asset that's on its way. And this is where the Curtis Cobains come in at, which I'm going to show you, the Crypto Picassos, the Mike Soteros in our company, where you're learning about different assets that are following behind Bitcoin. Okay. So at any given time, you're going to invest in different cryptocurrencies in doing this. You're going to buy different cryptocurrencies. Okay. I won't talk about that concept there. But Michael Saylor, he says, I'm never selling Bitcoin. You got to understand his passion and what he knows. He's a very intelligent and smart man. It's for a reason. He looked at his balance sheet And he realized, like, if my company does not shift and buy an asset, we're going to lose a majority of our buying power as a company and we'll be out of business. Okay. So he said, listen, I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I'm never selling because it gives me the right to leverage and print. Basically, he has the right to print money. Today, Michael Saylor has 114,000 Bitcoins. He will become one of the richest men in the world because he knows exactly what's happening. People are not ready. I don't know if Elon Musk tried to sabotage him, but Elon Musk tried to collapse this joker. Okay. He said, I ain't selling. He dug his feet more and he bought more. Okay. So understand, if he's doing it, why should you do it? So here's where I learned all the information that you're hearing right now. Don't just think I came out the womb learning about cryptocurrency. I'm not a tech guy. Okay. I didn't know about money. I was a part of the 84% that did not understand money. And now because of this company, I understand money at a very deep level, and I understand the technology that we have, and I understand where we're going in the future. Okay. I'm excited about it. So what you're learning in the DCX program is, first of all, how to enter the market, how to exit it, how to read money. Now, I know someone's saying this is an EKG. Okay. Look like somebody about to have a heart attack. Okay. Because it's increasing, but this is really your money increasing if your dollars attached to this. Okay. And we're going to teach you how to do that. You know, what's great about this, you look at the stock market, it's open 8 to 5. You look at the banks, 5 days a week, open 8 to 5. Okay. Do you realize because we're a operation, the blockchain never closes. It's really older than the stock market in time. Folks, we have something that does not require human interaction. Now you get to become parts of this system. Okay. You don't know about crypto yet, but you have an opportunity to become a validator. A validator is like being an ATM teller, okay, in the system, except your computer does it. So if you have the right equipment, you could validate transactions on the blockchain and make money. Okay. You can mine out Bitcoin and make money. You can yield your Bitcoin and make money. But that's what the education is about. So you can learn how to enter the market. There's so much to be had. Only 1% of the world understands cryptocurrency. Okay. Even in our company right now, okay, we have thousands of people. Okay. And we have a lot of different opportunities. People are just getting on cryptocurrency as well. This is the deal. You're learning it. It's the future. Okay. And I won't even get into the metaverse stuff. Okay. That's extra. Facebook is getting into that. So understand, all I need you to know is there's going to be so massive exposure to about 4 billion people. Okay. Only 68 million wallets are around right now. And so you're in a position to learn about this before everybody else and actually position yourself as an expert. Okay. And then you can make more money doing it. It's a global form of payment. El Salvador just made this legal tender in their country. Okay. There's other countries that are going to do the same thing. There are countries that are now mining Bitcoin because it's helping their economy. It's bringing more wealth to their economy. So listen, you can become a consultant. You can do whatever you want when it comes to learning the information, but you got to learn the information. So we have a platform that's simple. You're going to plug into our academy and you can learn the basics in DCX. Okay. We got 25 videos that are going to break everything that I talk about right now. If I talk too fast for you right now, I hope that you just caught something. In our education, they're going to break it down and maybe you can understand a little bit more. One thing, the greatest thing I learned is that never go after anything for free. Okay. You want to pour money into your mindset so your mindset can begin to pay money into your pockets. And this was the best thing I ever did in my life, was pay money into my money mindset. Okay. Pay money into my money education. So you can get some high-paced educators like Curtis Cobain. Listen, he is one of the coldest to do it. He is the reason why I have a phenomenal portfolio. I started literally buying cryptos in 2020 because of him. Okay. And then you got Crypto Picasso. He's going to teach you where he is the ninja in this space. He just did a trade. And listen, Bitcoin's been dropping for a little bit. And he just threw out a trade like, hey, it's going to 72. I'm like, and it popped up literally the next day. I'm like, how did you know that? You got a button. You just say, okay, it's time. Click the button. It's going up. No, he's just been doing this for so long. Okay, he's good at what he does. And you have Nick Gomez, same thing. These guys have done it inside these markets. I'm not even saying what they're worth, but they're doing their thing, their position. They're the right people to listen. Promise. Okay. You have live mentorship that you get. So not only will you get access to myself, Dr. K, and whoever got you on this call. Okay. You're in this for yourself, but not by yourself. You have a community. You have people who are going to keep you accountable. And that's what this is all about. Accountability. Okay. So that live mentorship you have, Swipe Coin is like keeping an educator and a trader on your hip. When they see Bitcoin making a move, they're going to go ahead and send it to this app here. When they see XRP making a move, they're going to send it to that app or Ethereum, and you get to see it. You can be walking around. Oh man, Ethereum's about to go up. You can take the exact trade if you want to. Okay. And you know how to move your money. Then we have other strategies. I like both of these strategies. Harmonics just means that you're going to find certain patterns in the market. We always say the market is made of M's and W's. Well, there are actual patterns that continually happen throughout the market. And so this pattern is showing that hey, this currency is going to go down. So it's a good opportunity to actually sell. So you have an entry point it gives you, and you have a take profit. You can make money on the downside. One of my favorites, this is my favorite product, okay? Swipe Coin Scalper. And it's as simple as this. They're literally going to draw a black line out, right? And on that black line is going to give you a note that says, hey, if the price stays above this point, then you're going to enter a buy. If the price stays below this point, you're going to enter a sell. It's that simple. That's it, okay? And so some of you are probably asking, okay, what does this cost, okay? In a normal son, listen, I don't like to hop online just for hours with people. Okay. That will cost you, because I believe my time is worth a lot of money. I don't put $10. I don't work for $10 an hour. I don't work for 20. Okay. It's up. Okay. So this thing does it for you, and you don't got to pay thousands of dollars for my hours. Okay. You can plug into the system and guess what? We have a promotional price today. It's $185.75. So you pay $185 today. That's going to go away in a couple of days. So if you want to secure that price, get in now. Whoever buys you on this call, get in now. Okay. And then it's $175 a month after that. Right. So understand that it's going to be worth it. Okay. It was the best thing I've ever did in my life. I knew none of this. Okay. I'm about to enter a big milestone in my life come January, February. I've been working my butt off. Okay. Probably I took L's in this industry. A lot of them, okay? But I'm educated about money now. There is no else happen. These have been all lessons that have built me up. And I'll tell you, if I can do it, anyone on this call can do it. I promise you, okay? And so that's it. So learning what Bitcoin is going, listen, it's exponential. Bitcoin started at 6 cents, 8 cents. Look where it's at now, okay? Will Bitcoin ETF. Now the ETF, understand the ETF is a mimic of Bitcoin, but it's going to put visual on what the real Bitcoin is. Listen, you got to pay attention, because this is what they did to gold, right? People thought they were buying real golds when they bought gold ETF. No, they were buying a contract. So you really didn't have it. You don't even know how much gold is out. Okay. And that gets rid of, now I talk about those 5 things: durability, okay, transportability, divisibility, intrinsic value. The dollar is only valuable because they say it's legal tender. The last one is what makes Bitcoin the most important: scarce, limited supply. It's what's going to drive the value up. There's only 21 million of them. There's 56 millionaires in the world. Okay. And there's more being added. So understand that Bitcoin is scarce and it has intrinsic value. We see the value in it because no one can tamper with it. Okay. And so looking at the trajectory of gold, when gold was at 1 trillion, we're at 3 trillion right now. We're at 1 trillion at Bitcoin, 3 trillion as a market cap in the entire cryptocurrency market. Okay. In several years, gold went from 1 trillion to 11 trillion. When Bitcoin goes to about 10 trillion, you're looking at a half a $1 million Bitcoin. Okay. That's where it's going to cost you $50,000 to buy 10% of a Bitcoin. Okay. You don't want to wait then. You see it. So now in our banking system, we're showing you how to accumulate that with just small amounts of normal day activities that you're doing to put yourself in position. Listen, people already see it. They know, you got athletes now saying, hey, pay me in Bitcoin. So NBA just partnered with Coinbase. And so they're going to start probably paying some of their players in Bitcoin, y'all. Okay. The New York mayor said, listen, I want to bring Bitcoin to New York. New York is tripping right now, but they want to bring cryptocurrency Bitcoin to New York. They just want control of it because they understand the value once again. Okay. Then you got Michael Saylor. I told you 114,000 Bitcoins. Okay. You got Facebook became Meta. He says it got so serious. Okay. You got to understand Mark Zuckerberg wants to win. He already controls this social media era, but he's seen so much value in cryptocurrency. I'm changing my name to Meta. For those who are unfamiliar with Meta is, the metaverse, it's really the all around internet. Some people don't understand this space. I'm not gonna go heavy in detail IT, but I'm gonna tell you, my little 13-year-old son understood this because this is their era. Your kids, if you ask your kids right now what metaverse means, some of your kids understand if they're in middle school or high school. So I'm hearing my son talk to my wife. He's like, Mom, because she's talking about metaverse. Mom, well, the metaverse really is not just the internet. The metaverse is like, it's the internet in metaverse. We don't need the internet. The metaverse is all encompassing. I'm gonna tell you, we got something coming up this Saturday that it's gonna be powerful, y'all, in the metaverse. We're gonna be doing some things. We don't need the internet to run the blockchain. I had someone come on my Facebook. Well, they were hitting all these hypothetical, stomp out the dummy. Like, wonder if this happens. She goes, well, wonder if all the internet shut down. The blockchain will still run because it's not around the internet. I understand that, but you need the education to start understanding where this is going. We actually have created our own internet. You got tokens like Helium, where you can actually mine it and make money for it. Helium went up from $6 to $45 per token. Okay. And when we hook it up in our home, we actually mine it. It's like a cell phone tower, right? If my phone pings off a cell phone tower, that means that company gets paid. They've now made it to when a cell phone pings off of your network, you get paid. Isn't that better? Peer-to-peer internet now. So just understand what we got going on. If you don't understand this, that's cool. Okay. Plug in so that you do. We have a program where you can get 2 and free. Okay. That means you tell 2 friends about it, tell some family members. I told my whole family. My whole family knows about this. Why wouldn't I? This is where the world is shifting to, because if you don't tell them, you're going to be in advance and your family's left behind. Like, hey, why didn't you tell us that things were changing? Okay, things are changing. So, I was fortunate enough when I got involved, I told my parents, I told my brothers, I told my sisters, they got involved, 2 and free. Okay, so maybe 175, you want to save that. That's 175 that can go in your bank once you do it. So you get 2 and free, and you basically can you get your membership for free. Okay. So we all can do that on here. There's an ambassador part 2. I won't go into it heavy unless you want me to go into it, Dr. K, but I believe that's enough what you need right now in really doing this. If you want to become an ambassador, meaning why wouldn't you talk to someone like this? Why wouldn't you tell somebody how to unbank themselves? Why wouldn't you tell your family, like, listen, there's something coming. I need to show you how to get unbanked. Okay. Well, with that program, you have an opportunity to take your income up to 750,000. Now, let me let you know that part is totally opposite from what I just talked about. Okay. It's about building up I Am Master Academy and being an ambassador. What is an ambassador? It believes that you love what you believe in, what it is, people. Okay. I believe in this. I'm an ambassador. Okay. And I'm a chairman 25 in this company. So I'm fortunate enough to make $25,000 a month in this company. Okay. Guess where that money goes? Yes, in crypto. Okay. And so if you want to keep on elevating, we have ranks from chairman 25 to chairman 750, and you can become an ambassador for us. I promise you, somebody's ticking right now, like, I'll tell everybody about this. And if that's you, that last half, I want you to get with the person who's on here and say, hey, how do I become an ambassador? What do I got to do for that? And what can I make with that? And they'll explain the rest of that for you. So that's all I got, Dr. K.
Thank you so much, Randy. I really appreciate it. Guys, throw some fire emojis in the chat. Get back with the person that invited you to the call. You do not want to miss out on how to become your own bank. You heard it exclusively here tonight, and it's only $185 in order to get started. So get back with the person that invited you to the call. I'm looking forward to everybody becoming their own bank. You will be hearing more testimonies for me, and you'll be hearing more from Randy Webb. And Randy, thank you again. I really appreciate you. So that's all we got for tonight. Good night. I see you, Quiet Storm. I got your stuff. You guys have a great night. Get back with the person that invited you to the call. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity. Cindy, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the other side. And for all those that I invited to the call, you can reach me at ibuildlegacies.com.